Peace. This is Black Light, Cyberspace Ministry. So basically, a code of conduct is needed just in the black community, period. Uh, I noticed one thing about people nowadays, black people. When I was coming up, back in the day, we speak to brothers, we walk down the street, hey, what's happening? How you doing? And you look at brothers now, they look at you with a blank stare, and I don't try to speak to them no more. Because nowadays they might take it the wrong way. You speak to a brother or whatever, a sister, and they think something wrong with you, when you speak to them. So it's hard to try to be friendly with people now. And then when they do talk to you, they're talking about nonsense, you know. Uh, we used to have some deep conversations, even as I was when I was coming up. My boys come over to the house, visit me, or wherever I'm at, and they done read a book. We used to read. Well, I'm gonna tell you the books we read. Some of it was what interest we had back in those days. But we read The Spook Who Sat by the Door. We read uh, one brother he found out that Kennedy's John F. Kennedy's father was a gangster in a book. I don't forgot the name of that book, but it was talking about Kennedy's old man and how he was a gangster. And and then we would talk about it, you know, and we go around with books, reading. You don't see that no more. You don't see brothers with books. When we catch the bus, we gonna have a long ride on the bus. We open books up and be reading deep in the books, and you didn't see hardly see too many sisters that was deep into the black consciousness. And that's over. That's what's happening now. Brothers and sisters now, they not really into black consciousness like we was back in the day. Now, in the '60s, in the '67 riots, I was about 21 and 22 years of age, and it was very black consciousness because at that particular time, we were moving into, our peeps our mothers and fathers was making pretty good money working in the factories, so we couldn't move into the affluent white neighborhoods, because factory workers, they was working all that overtime, and they might be working 12 days, 10 hours a day, I mean not 12 days. I mean 7 days, 12 hours a day. Brothers might be working long hours. They be making as much as teachers and, some doctors and some lawyers, depending on the job they had, out at the factory. And my old man, he was a crane operator. He had several jobs, but every time he would move up, you know. And the brothers was deep into the black history, black knowledge. Some brothers would like Panthers and uh, different things like that, you know. And I remember Aretha Franklin's father, Reverend Franklin. He was a Christian, but he was a black conscious Christian, and he used to be pouring it on him, man. He used to be beating up on the beast, man. And we had black militant brothers back in those days that didn't play. The brothers nowadays, y'all brothers nowadays, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. Y'all playing. Y'all not serious, man. At least that's what it appears on YouTube, you know. And you can look around your community and see where there's no more black unity. There's no more brothers don't even want to talk black talk. They don't want to talk that black talk. You know, and it's about, you know, not building. Man, I remember in the Nation of Islam, my uncle, he had friends that owned blocks. I'm talking about, when I say blocks, I'm talking about, you done seen them apartment buildings with storefronts. The storefront would be on the bottom, and the apartment units would be on the top. They would have restaurants. Brothers owned that back then. In the especially over there on Linwood, man. Right across the street from Central. And you could go blocks and blocks and blocks and see Nation of Islam. They had schools with buses. They had several schools now. They had one on Linwood, and they had one on Van Dyke, a school on Van Dyke. And Gratiot, they had a school over there on Linwood. And the school on Linwood had, you could see they had buses. They had some businesses on Dexter. They had businesses on the east side, over there on the Cadillac, and I think Forest. They had barbershops. They had clothing stores. And then one day, it all came tumbling down. And they never been the same since. But brothers was real back then, man. Y'all brothers and sisters now, y'all ain't for real. I'm talking serious talk. You know. I mean, I'm cool, you know, I'm comfortable, you know. I ain't gotta have all the money in the world, you know, and everything. And I ain't got a front. Remember that song, Ain't No Future in Your Frontin'? You know, I'd rather be like my uncle used to be. He used to walk around, you know, raggedy. He wouldn't be exactly raggedy, but he wouldn't be super sharp either. But he used to carry money in a paper sack, like he carrying his lunch. And in that paper sack, he had $5-6 grand every day. But he have a gun in there too with it, you know. And he looked like he was a bum, but he be handling. See, actually, if a brother, and he had, let me tell you something. When you go to the car lot, he would buy 5 or 6 cars, station wagons, you know, and give it to his crew. He always had crews, and he'll buy him a car, but he'll buy 5 or 6 station wagons, them company cars, see. And he'll let you take him home. I know one of my friends took one of the cars home and got his money. You know, he was on a business trip for my uncle around the hood, you know. And my uncle was on the east side, and he was on the west side. And he went into a bar, left the car running, and somebody came and took all the money he had the money up under the seat in a big paper sack like my uncle used to do. Took the car, the money, and everything. And he was afraid to tell my uncle what had happened. That he disappeared for about a month or two. And I think my uncle finally caught up with him. But anyway, y'all brothers nowadays, you know, y'all don't, you know, y'all ain't handling, man, you know, y'all business like y'all should. There's no unity. So that's why I made about code of conduct. You know, while y'all scrapping with each other, fighting with each other, it's opportunities that y'all could get in, pull your resources together, and, you know, start owning something like back in the day when black people had businesses. And I couldn't think of the name of that town, but it was Rosewood, and I think that's what the name of it, Rosewood, where black people own businesses. They own the whole town, and the Caucasians came in there and shot up the town and killed up everybody. You know, not everybody, because it had some people to talk about it. And the other town was Black Wall Street. That's what they used to call it. I can't think of the other name of the real name. And they bombed that. The whiteys bombed that. And so y'all giving y'all dollars away to other people in y'all community. Young brothers ain't interested in owning, you know, no businesses no more. You know, so y'all brothers, you know, are business minded, but y'all can't come together collectively, pull your resources together, and own the empire, own the city. You know, so this is Black Light Out. You know, I don't know about y'all brothers, but any brothers that's listening to me, you know, keep on listening. Y'all sincere ones. Black Light Out.